Travis Kelce are engaged. They have both just shared this on Instagram with the caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." This kind of fairy tale is something she's always written about in her music, something that she's always wanted.
I can't function. This is...
Taylor Swift may be living out the kind of love story most people only dream about, but leave it to her to remind us that even fairy tales come with a few hilarious bloopers. In one of her most candid and laugh-out-loud stories yet, the pop superstar shared how Travis Kelce actually proposed. And according to Taylor, it was not the flawless cinematic moment fans might have pictured. Instead, it was awkward, sweet, and just a little bit clumsy, which makes it all the more perfect. Fans have been swooning over the engagement photos and the romantic garden setting, complete with wine, flowers, and the sparkling ring of a lifetime. On Instagram, it looked like a scene pulled straight from a Nicholas Sparks novel. But as Taylor explained in her own words, the reality was much funnier. Travis may be a confident Super Bowl champion on the field, but when it came time to pop the question to the love of his life, his nerves got the best of him. Taylor admitted that the moment was filled with a mix of charm and chaos. There was some fumbling, a line that came out sounding a little less smooth than he probably intended, and a long pause where she could not help but laugh. She even described the scene as feeling a little surreal, because in her mind she had always imagined this perfectly polished proposal, and instead, she got something that was a lot more human. But as she told it, that is exactly what made it so special. Rather than playing it cool, Travis was vulnerable, excited, and clearly overwhelmed by the gravity of the moment. Taylor confessed that she found it adorable, and by the time he finally got the words out, she already knew she was going to say yes. The whole thing, awkward pauses and all, ended up being the kind of story you tell forever, because it feels so real and so genuine. And honestly, could there be anything more on brand for Taylor Swift than turning her own proposal into a funny, relatable tale that fans instantly fall in love with? Swifties are already calling it the most Taylor thing ever. Instead of keeping it all picture perfect, she is letting everyone in on the slightly messy, very human, and totally unforgettable details. So, while the world may have expected a flawless fairy tale proposal from one of the biggest couples in pop culture, what they got was even better. A story filled with nerves, laughter, and a whole lot of love. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. With just that one cheeky line, a firecracker emoji, and a 5-picture Instagram carousel, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce managed to break the internet in the most casual yet world-shaking way possible. It was the kind of post that made fans drop their phones, squeal out loud, and immediately send screenshots into every group chat. Leave it to Taylor to sum up one of the biggest celebrity announcements of the year in a single sentence that felt funny, playful, and so perfectly her. The post went live on Tuesday, and within minutes, it had exploded into one of the most talked about moments of the year. In less than a day, more than 28 million people had already liked it on Instagram, turning it into one of the most engaged with posts on the entire platform. It is not every day that the world's biggest pop star and one of the NFL's most recognizable athletes casually confirm that they are officially getting married, and fans were not about to let it slide quietly. The pictures themselves were everything fans could have hoped for and more. The first image showed Travis on one knee, gazing up at Taylor with that look of pure love, while Taylor leaned in with her hand on his face, clearly emotional and already glowing with excitement. The next photos showed them wrapped in each other's arms, looking more in love than ever, as if the entire world around them disappeared, and only they existed in that moment. It was simple, intimate, and completely breathtaking. And then came the third photo, which instantly had fans zooming in and gasping out loud. Taylor, dressed in a chic Ralph Lauren halter neck dress and sporting a diamond-encrusted Cartier watch, held out her hand to reveal the ring. The stunning cushion-cut diamond sparkled on a delicate gold band, catching the light in just the right way to make everyone's jaw drop. Swifties and jewelry lovers alike immediately flooded social media with commentary, memes, and theories about the design and the cost, with many pointing out how perfectly it matched Taylor's timeless, vintage-inspired style. The remaining pictures continued to show the couple in the kind of bliss that cannot be staged, whether they were sitting together under a dreamy trellis of flowers or simply sharing a private embrace. The love between them radiated from every frame. Fans were quick to call it the Instagram post of the century, with some even saying they had been waiting for this moment since the first time Taylor showed up in the Kelce family suite back in 2023. What makes the whole thing even sweeter is that Taylor did not need a long caption or some carefully curated announcement. One witty sentence comparing them to everyday school figures was all it took. It was funny, it was casual, it was down to earth, and it somehow managed to make one of the biggest celebrity engagement reveals in history feel totally relatable. In true Taylor fashion, she turned what could have been a staged spectacle into something simple, heartfelt, and playful. It is the kind of post that reminds everyone why people love her so much. She may be the world's biggest pop star, but she still knows how to keep things light, fun, and just a little bit cheeky. And, of course, she knows how to break the internet with a single line. Of course, no Taylor Swift announcement would be complete without a little sparkle, a touch of romance, and just the tiniest hint of mystery. According to reports in the US, the jaw-dropping engagement ring was purchased from Artifacts Fine Jewelry, a boutique brand known for timeless, high-quality designs. Prices on the jeweler's website start at around $29,000, which already tells you this piece is nothing short of spectacular. Fans are convinced the cushion-cut diamond on a gold band is worth far more, with many calling it one of the most elegant celebrity engagement rings in recent memory.
Look at this ring. I'm absolutely gagged. That is some diamond. It's also so Taylor. Very vintage looking. I love it.
The proposal itself was straight out of a storybook. Photos from the couple's Instagram carousel showed them surrounded by a sea of roses, anemones, delphiniums, and hydrangeas, all perfectly arranged to give the moment an enchanted woodland vibe. The flowers framed the couple in a way that looked magical, but not over the top, almost like a hidden nook in the middle of a fairy tale forest. Wedding florist Nicola Paul told the BBC that the setup had simple elegance, not too ostentatious, and described how the natural greenery blended with the blooms to create a lush and dreamy backdrop. Celebrity florist Jeff Leatham, who is known for creating floral worlds for the Kardashians, chimed in too, calling the design a beautiful hidden secret garden with a romantic mix of florals. It is the kind of setup that makes you want to grab a cup of champagne and twirl around in a gown, because everything about it screamed romance without ever veering into cliché. And because this is Taylor Swift we are talking about, there just had to be Easter eggs woven into the mix. Swifties immediately noticed that her caption included a firecracker emoji, which at first glance seems like a simple nod to the excitement of the moment. But for longtime fans, it could also be read as TNT, which perfectly doubles as T&T, the abbreviated initials for Taylor and Travis. It is exactly the sort of hidden wink Swift has been sprinkling into her work for years, and her fans were quick to pick up on it. Another detail that made headlines is that neither Taylor nor Travis has ever been publicly engaged before. That makes this moment even more monumental, since the pair are not only stepping into a brand new chapter together, but also creating their very first engagement story to share with the world. It feels fresh, uncharted, and uniquely theirs. The whole scene really shows how carefully this couple balances elegance with intimacy. The ring, the flowers, the secret garden setting, even the tiny Easter eggs in the caption. It was all thought out in a way that was romantic, but still fun, just like them. If you thought Taylor's engagement announcement could not get any more perfectly Taylor, she went ahead and sprinkled in one more detail that sent fans absolutely spinning. Alongside the dreamy Instagram carousel, she paired the post with her ballad So High School from the Tortured Poets Department album, a song widely believed to have been written about Travis Kelce.
I used the song So High School for the post, which is really cute because it's Taylor's song about Travis, although I imagine there are going to be many more to come.
It was one of those musical winks that only Taylor could pull off. The lyrics playing over the photos included the line, "I feel so high school every time I look at you," which instantly melted everyone's hearts. It was sweet, nostalgic, and almost cheeky, like the kind of thing you doodle in your notebook about your crush during class. The clip finished on an even juicier note with the lyric, "Are you gonna marry, kiss, or kill me?" And Swifties knew exactly where that came from. It was a clever nod to a 2016 interview in which Travis played a game of kiss, marry, kill, and chose Taylor as the one he would kiss. At the time, no one thought much of it beyond a fun, flirty answer. But now, years later, that little moment has taken on an entirely new meaning, and it feels like the perfect full-circle Easter egg that Taylor loves to plant. Dr. Iona Murphy, an English literature lecturer at Huddersfield University and a self-proclaimed superfan who also advised on the Victoria and Albert Museum's Swift exhibition, summed it up beautifully. She said, "A song that was written about Travis was now being used on the post. It's a nice full circle moment, and she is so right. It is like watching puzzle pieces click into place, all wrapped up in a bow of romance." Fans also loved that Taylor's caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married," was more than just a funny throwaway line. As Dr. Murphy explained, this is a running inside joke in the fandom, since Swift and Kelce are often described in those exact terms by fans on social media. To see Taylor embrace that playful nickname in her own post was her way of winking at her audience, reminding them that she sees their memes, she laughs along with their inside jokes, and she loves to include them in her big life moments. Meanwhile, Travis's father, Ed Kelce, offered a wholesome, behind-the-scenes look at how the proposal really went down. In an interview with ABC's News 5 Cleveland, he revealed that Travis popped the question about 2 weeks earlier at his home in Lee's Summit, Missouri. Ed described how Travis asked Taylor to join him in the garden before dinner, poured her a glass of wine, and then got down on one knee. "It was beautiful," he said, recalling how the couple immediately FaceTimed their parents to share the news. For him, seeing them so happy together was the real magic.
It's kind of funny. About a week ago, I asked Travis, I said, "So when are you going to announce the engagement?" He said, "Whenever Taylor says so."
First
That's
lesson.
a smart man.
First
You're
lesson
off
of
to a
being
good
married.
start.
Are you prepared? Are you and Donna prepared for what's ahead? I mean, this is going to be like a royal wedding type of. Perhaps.
I think we're as prepared as you can be for something like this. I kind of look at it the same way that I'm sure the Swifts do. This is still the little kid they raised at home. Okay. Yes, they've both had a lot of success in their endeavors, and they get a lot of notoriety and a lot of attention. But they're still the same people that we raised, and it just makes you feel good to see a couple this much involved.
Now, I don't know how etiquette still works anymore, but it's the father of the groom. Are you still on the hook for the rehearsal dinner, or do you think he's going to help you out with that?
I think he'll help me out on that one.
Ed, thank you so very much. I don't
Sure,
want to take too much of your
anytime.
time. Congratulations.
Anytime, John. Thank you.
One fan wrote on X, "Given that it was 2 to 3 weeks ago, according to Ed on Travis's planning, makes me think he did this on the anniversary of their first date 2 years ago since the timeline makes sense. The combination of Taylor's Easter eggs, the sweet caption, the perfect song choice, and Ed's down-to-earth retelling made the whole engagement feel like something out of a movie. It was whimsical and romantic, but also intimate and grounded, which is exactly why fans are eating up every single detail." One person wrote on X, "Getting a notification about an engagement through the ESPN app is so unserious LMAO." While another added, "I have never felt more parasocially happy for someone in my entire life." Fans did not just celebrate Taylor and Travis's engagement, they absolutely lost their minds. It was the kind of pop culture moment that makes you remember exactly where you were when you heard the news. Within minutes of the Instagram post going live, social media was flooded with screaming reaction videos. Groups of friends were filmed clutching each other and shrieking at the top of their lungs like it was a surprise album drop. Others admitted they burst into tears the second they saw the photos. The internet quickly decided this was not just an engagement announcement, it was a full-blown pop emergency. One fan, Chloe, who runs a Swiftie news account with more than 74,000 followers on TikTok, told the BBC she honestly thought the post was fake at first. "I thought it was AI when I first opened up Instagram," she confessed. "I couldn't believe it was real. And then I realized it was their accounts that posted it. I immediately freaked out and texted my group chat incoherently. Just excitement and disbelief, really." That is basically the universal Swiftie response. Lots of screaming, lots of crying, and lots of all caps typing. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram were flooded with jokes from fans calling Taylor their close friend and cheering her on like she was their college roommate finally getting engaged. And honestly, that is kind of the magic of Taylor. She has spent her entire career cultivating this bond with her fans, making them feel like they know her through her songs, her secret Easter eggs, and the way she shares pieces of her personal life. She has always been the girl who writes about love and heartbreak so honestly that her fans feel like they are living it alongside inside her. Now, many of the original fans who grew up with Taylor are in the same chapter of life she is in. They were teenagers when Fearless came out, and now they are adults navigating careers, engagements, weddings, and everything in between. That is why this engagement hits so hard. It feels like watching a best friend from high school finally find her happy ending. As Chloe put it, I feel in a way we all know her. Her music is so personal, and the way she connects to her fans is through the way she talks and sings about her relationships. I just want the best for her and just happy she's found love. And that is the heart of it. The screaming, the tears, the memes. It all comes from a place of genuine joy. Fans do not just love Taylor Swift the superstar, they love Taylor the person. Seeing her this happy is a win for every single one of them. As if Swifties screaming and crying over Taylor and Travis's big news wasn't enough, some very unexpected names also joined in on the excitement. The engagement post didn't just rack up millions of likes from fans, it also got the royal stamp of approval, literally. Among the sea of hearts and comments, none other than the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Catherine, quietly tapped that little heart on Instagram. Imagine logging on and realizing the future King and Queen of England are right there fangirling with the rest of us. It kind of proves that when Taylor Swift posts, the entire world pays attention. And then came the most surprising well-wisher of them all, former US President Donald Trump. Yes, really. Just a year ago, he was ranting online about how much he hated Taylor after she publicly backed Kamala Harris. But suddenly, he was all smiles and good wishes. I wish them a lot of luck. I think he's a great player, and he's a great guy, and I think she's a terrific person, Trump told reporters. The whiplash was real, and Swifties wasted no time poking fun at the sudden shift in tone. It's giving classic Taylor lyric energy. I hate you, I love you, but make it politics. Meanwhile, Gordon Ramsay couldn't resist chiming in with his own cheeky tribute. The celebrity chef, who's always good for a dramatic one-liner, posted a throwback picture congratulating Kelce after his Super Bowl win and wrote, "From one ring to the next. Congrats Travis and Taylor Swift. From your favorite home ec teacher GX. It was the kind of punny caption that feels tailor-made for Swift's fandom. And of course, it had fans laughing and reposting it instantly. From Buckingham Palace to the White House to Hell's Kitchen, it seems like everyone has something to say about Taylor and Travis's engagement. And honestly, that feels perfectly fitting. This isn't just a celebrity couple moment, it's a full-on global event. The social media storm that erupted after Taylor's engagement announcement is not just about a diamond ring and a cute Instagram caption.
Taylor Swift is engaged! She's engaged! She's engaged!
It taps into something much deeper, something that has always fascinated both fans and critics alike, Taylor Swift's love life. For years, her relationships have been treated almost like a spectator sport. From the early days of teenage romance songs to the high-profile heartbreaks splashed across tabloids, every twist and turn has been followed, dissected, and set to music. And Taylor has never shied away from addressing it. She once famously called out the media for their fixation on painting me as the psycho serial dater girl, a label she was saddled with for far too long. Yet, in true Taylor fashion, she spun that narrative into gold, turning her heartbreaks into chart-topping songs and her breakups into entire cultural moments. Laura Snapes, deputy music editor at The Guardian and a lifelong Swiftie, put it best when she described Taylor's navigation of this world as almost like an art form. Taylor has mastered the balance of feeding just enough to the public to keep people hooked while still staying in control of her own story. She knows the power of her lyrics, the thrill of leaving clues and Easter eggs, and the electric energy that buzzes through her fandom every time a new love interest appears. Think about it. Entire eras of Taylor's career are tied to relationships that sometimes only lasted a few months, like the Harry Styles moment that still echoes in the glittering pop perfection of 1989, which is why the timing of this engagement feels almost poetic. Just weeks ago, Taylor popped up on Travis's New Heights podcast, giving fans a rare 2-hour glimpse of the two of them being, well, just them. No paparazzi snapshots from afar, no vague social media hints, just authentic conversation and chemistry that you could practically feel through the screen. Dr. Iona Murphy, an academic and certified Swiftie, noted how refreshing it was to see them in that setting, laughing together, teasing each other, and showing the world just how naturally they fit. For fans, it was like watching watching the pieces of a puzzle slide perfectly into place. And it's not just Taylor saying yes to Travis, it's the fans too. Swifties, who have weathered the highs and lows of every boyfriend before, are collectively nodding along with approval. We've seen a lot of boyfriends over the years, as Chloe, a fan account runner, explained. Some we've liked, some we definitely have not liked. But Travis feels different. He loves her openly, he celebrates her success, and he doesn't flinch in the face of her fame. That last part is crucial. Taylor has often dated men who seemed overshadowed or even intimidated by her stardom, but Travis radiates pride in being her partner. He is secure enough to stand beside the biggest pop star in the world without shrinking, and for Swifties, that makes him a keeper. One person wrote, "Taylor went from singing Champagne Problems in a wedding dress alone to now being engaged. I'm gonna bang my head against a wall, I'm crying." At this point, the engagement feels bigger than just a love story. It's a cultural reset, a full circle moment in Taylor's journey where the girl once mocked as a serial dater has become the woman who took control of her narrative, rode her way through heartbreak, and finally found a love that even her most protective fans can get behind. So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.